Welcome back to Foundry. We continue our let's play. I showed you how to do the tutorial, I showed you how to create an efficient starting base, and we've even started to automate research. We have research tier 1 and tier 2 automated going into this one. Speaking of which, we've done quite a bit of research. We have nothing that is right now being researched. So let's add a few things. I'm just going in order, to be honest, kind of unlocking everything. I know I'm a bit of a completionist, but we have done some really important one, in particular conveyor tier 2. So I'm gonna show you that in a second. As you can see at the top, I'm also making a lot of money now because at the end of the last episode, which of course you can find in the video description below, we automated the creation of quite a few transport robots per minute. They're going over here and they're being sent into space. Speaking of space, we have also automated now the buying of materials. I have two things. I have right now a one-time offer, as you can see, or one-time buy, but I also have recurring trades. Now, to be able to make recurring trades, you go into spaceships over here. You're gonna buy a ship like this one. Then you're gonna click on this button. It shouldn't be red, it should be green. That means the recurring market orders are allowed, and you need to have at least one ship that is ready to do them, right? Then you go into your market over here, you create a new recurring order. For now, we only have the construction materials. You select how many you want to buy, etc., right, or sell, and that's what's happening over here. Basically, my target, or to say differently, we're gonna buy until we get to 1,000, 100 at a time, basically. So that's the idea there. We have quite a bit of money thanks to everything we're selling, and we have done the upgrade of the I forgot what it's called, the antenna or something. Yes, we've done the extend antenna range upgrade, and so with this we are actually able to go into the galaxy map and choose one of the market and say we're going to basically control this market. So for example, let's choose this one here. We're going to unlock it. That means we now have access to 2 planets that we can sell to, right, or buy from, but mostly sell to. So if we check with C3BB, we've done the first 2 tasks in the checklist: complete station upgrade, extend antenna range, and unlock a galactic sector. Then we need to acquire a planetary trade license so that we can sell to them. So you click on the sector, you click on the planet itself, and then you'll see what they want. So for example, this one has a demand for the transport bot. That's great. We need to pay a bit to acquire the trade license, but sure, let's do this. And now we're gonna be able to sell them, right? So apply or open the supply route, and we can supply this one. A ship needs to be assigned before you can configure. So let's go back to the space station, spaceship. Actually, I feel like, isn't that the maximum I can get? Let's see. Yes, my cargo capacity is maxed out. Let me see. Okay, we have finished this task, so I can use that one here. We're going to assign it to planetary market. I think it's supply routes to this planet here. Okay, no, assign it. There it is. It's been assigned, and so we can say that we're going to send some products and see if they want to buy. So it is. We've started. Now it's gonna take a second to get started. So while this is happening, and it's night again, it's crazy. I don't know how it's always night. Let's go back to our factory side so I can show you tier 2 conveyors. Okay, so it is. You can unlock both the conveyor, the slop, and the balancer. For all of them, what is going to be the change? Well, basically the change is doubling the throughput. Instead of 160 per minute, we're going to move to 320. So again, remember that it doesn't make that much sense to have a conveyor tier 2 and then a slop tier 1. That means you're going to go fast there and then you're going to slow down. So your kind of maximum speed is gonna be limited by this one. So if you start using conveyor tier 2, use also conveyor slope tier 2 and balancer tier 2. These cost different resources, right? As you can see over here, we have different resources for each. If we speak about the conveyor tier 2 in particular, because that's the only one I suggest to automate, the other ones you can probably just construct a few manually. We're talking about some conveyors tier 1, so another good reason to automate the conveyors tier 1, some machinery parts and some electronics components. And I have already done that. This is over here, right? We ended the last episode with our transport bot. Now we have a new line. This is taking the tier 1, this is taking mechanical parts and electronics components, and then the output is those tier 2 belts, which obviously will then join on the bus next to each other. You know, it's easy. We have also a container, right, to have a lot of reserves, and given that we still have only access to tier 1 and tier 2, or you know, layer 1 and layer 2 for these, we obviously need 2 on these each side. I'm not going to go into too much more detail because that's pretty similar to everything we've done in the past. Let me just show you that, you know, these two, so it comes from over here, this one comes from there, and then lastly this one here goes on the other side, right? So that's how we've automated now tier 2. Now your question may be, how do you use them, right? So obviously we're gonna need to put them on our belt. Where are they? Over here. So I'm gonna put it over here. We're gonna press 8, right? And we can replace one that already exists, or we can create a new one. So that is pretty cool. As you can see, if you hold Control, it's going to upgrade this targeted belt. And yeah, it shows you the cost, right? So we don't have a lot right now. Let me just take a few more. Otherwise, that's gonna be harder. But yeah, if I do this, I can upgrade the whole slope. Obviously, this is not really moving right now, so it doesn't count much. But we probably want to do this for some of the starting one. Plus, I definitely remember that, yes, if you look at the machinery parts, this was an output of 40 for each of them. So 40, oh, actually that was fine, right? Because 40 times 3 was 120. But if I want to put a fourth one, then I need more. And by the way, this is also the whole point of this layout, is it's very easy to just add another one. I do this, right? Then I need, well, not this one, this one. I need this for the output, this for the input, and we are basically done. We are basically done, except that now, as I just said, we're gonna start upgrading to tier 2. So let's go. It is, it's been upgraded to tier 2 all the way there. But we need to do the same for this, right? Otherwise that's not gonna help. And yeah, the key thing in particular, I never need to move the storage. The storage is always at the start, and we're just adding more and more on this side. So it is, ladies and gents, tier 2 of resources. We need, as I said, to also make sure we start making some of these other ones. You can automate it too if you want, but for now I'm not. And we have also unlocked another research. It is the explosive. This is something else that I suggest you automate, even if it's not that easy to fully automate, because it requires, at least for this recipe over here, some biomass. It's not like we can automate biomass at this point. It also takes the ignum and technum rubble, the ore directly. And then this is all decorations. We have the explosive detonator over here, and then we have the actual all charges that we can also automate so that we can start exploding stuff. And then lastly, I have unlocked also the excavation drone controller. This is something new, so we're gonna want to unlock it so I can show it to you in a second. Nothing new over here yet, but yeah, we will for sure continue to do some more research, and you'll see some new gameplay items very soon too. So let me work, as I said, on the explosive, and I'll see you in a minute. Here it is, the first step, making those explosives. This is taking three things: the ignium, the tactum, and the biomass. The biomass, basically we have it anywhere, right? And then ignium and technum were not really next to each other, so I chose to put it next to the ignium. You can choose to put it next to the technum. But yeah, basically I have upgraded this with a splitter. We send some of this ignium this side. We have a container to put as many as we can of biomass, right? So that goes on one side. And then on the other, we're gonna need, the technium. So we need to bring it, comes from over here. Basically, it's this belt here. And with this, we create those explosives. Then we send those explosives back onto the bus over here. Before we continue with the bus, I saw there was something here. I guess this is because we've started to sell, right? Yes, planetary sales, all done.
Product sales accomplished. Oh, do I ever like the sound of profit? Good job. This is just the beginning. There are many planets, and there's a lot of demand.
Okay. Oh, it's first time we have nothing else there until we unlock something different. Let's look quickly there. Now, as you can see, if we go to the galaxy map, we have something that has started over here. We can see we are transporting a bit, and we can see the price too, by the way. All right, market share. I can see my market share is only 2%, so really not that great. We're gonna need to improve this if we want to take control of this. We can continue also with our upgrades, right? I've done some solar panels, so we have some power there. We may want to increase our hangar so that we move from, we get 3 additional hangar space. Yeah, that sounds good. Let's do it. But yeah, more importantly, I have quite a bit of reserves in my inventory while I was building this thing. Okay, I think that's good now. So yeah, let's continue. So we brought, as I said, all of these explosives now on the other side, and we're gonna build on the other side the actual package explosives that we can make explode. See you in a minute. And it is just starting our first production with 4 inputs. So we actually can't fully automate it and put it back on the bus because, we only have access to 4 things in a line. We could obviously put, I can put something over here, for example, but then it's gonna become a bit of a mess. So instead what we'll do is we'll just wait to unlock the 3rd layer, which comes not too far. Remember here, yeah, 3rd lane. We're gonna have the loader 3rd lane in the future. And anyway, I don't think we really need this on the bus. What we need is for this production to be automated so that anytime I need some explosions, charges, I can find many. And yeah, pretty standard, right? 2 inputs on this side. So we have 1 over here, 1 over there, and then 2 inputs on the other side. These 2, and as I said, with this, getting quite a few. So let's take them into my inventory. We're going to then put these over here. We're gonna put that there, and actually I also built this one. So let's take it. Okay. So let me show you. We are going to just throw this over there. Press 1, and boom, and a nice explosion. It is. Now with the new version, we also have charges that then can go only in one direction or another, so we can be a bit more kind of well, not as rough as this, but if we want to be rough, we can be too. And that's obviously going to help us to do the terraforming a bit quicker. Right, 1, 2. Wow, love it. Love it. Last but not least, we have now control to send bots like this. So I can decide what to, terraform, and then sending a couple of bots, and then they just send me the resources. I can even be pretty far and will still work. So that is pretty cool. That is pretty cool. That way, again, 2 ways for us to make terraforming way easier. I don't have to do it myself anymore, in a sense. Okay. And then last but not least for this episode, we have unlocked the second robot. Instead of the transport bot, we have now the vacuum bot. And what is interesting is that this is exactly the same recipe. You can see plates, machinery, electronics, components, and the same number, 111. It does take a few more seconds, 12 instead of 10. But the key thing is, for the same price, it will take less weight. It's 30 kilos instead of 40. So basically we can fit more into each ship. But I'm not going to, at this point, create a new one. I think what we'll do is we'll just change the recipe to start selling these ones. But now that I say this, I just remembered we're also selling these to specific people. And do they want also this new one? That's the question. Oh, they don't want that one actually. They only want the transport bot. That's not nice. Who wants this bot? Wait, what was it called again? It was a cleaning bot, right? Press 0. Where is the screen? Of course, it is on the side I'm not on. It is a vacuum bot, not a cleaning one. And it seems nobody actually wants it. That's the problem. That's the problem. Let's see. Anybody here that wants it? No. No. Okay. So I guess maybe forget I said anything. Let's go back to the transport bot for now. Oh, it's not this one. But we've started making some, as you can see over here. The problem is, again, nobody wants them, basically. So we're going to say, no, please, go back to it. So yes, today we have looked at tier 2, conveyors in particular, but remember the other things too. And we have started explosives, we started to control bots. I think this is a great quality of life improvement that they've added over here, to be able to have the bots clean something up on their own. You don't have to go everywhere. And in the next episode I have big plans, and it is plans to really look into some new productions. So we have, for example, over here the concrete production. We're gonna use gravel, we have cement, concrete, so that's gonna be definitely an interesting one. And then we also have a second new production here, the basic steel making, steel beams tier 1. This also comes with the crusher, with the advanced machinery parts. So that's definitely going to be quite a new challenge for us. I hope you're still enjoying this one. Do tell me in the comments below if you have any questions for the request, and I hope to see you next time.